Here we are, RSRollingClassics, Lake Geneva. So this is Ryan. Things have changed a little bit here, so you can see the 302s in there. I've got the mounts in there. I did have to remove the old pointer here. So this came, I had to take this off, and I also took the crank shaft pulley off, and the water pump pulley, and the fan, and the power steering pulley. I'm one guy. You know, maybe you get somebody over and help you and tilt it and do all kinds of stuff. That's great. Let me grab my flashlight. This is going to be part one, because you're going to see the solution. I'll show you the problem. And then part one, you'll see the problem. And then part two, you'll see the solution. So, if you look down in there, right there, see that L-shaped bracket that's holding this engine on the engine hoist stand? You see how that's hitting the wall? I got a lot of room back there. The other side's actually pretty clear. Let's go down here. So there's that torsion link bar. That is, I can push it back and make it pass, but it's gonna slide, and it's gonna be right on the oil pan. Let me hop up here. Those beautiful 302 adapters for the Pinto, to put a 302 into a Pinto. You can see almost the holes almost line up. I gotta drop it down a little bit. That's the driver's side. Let's come around here. Let's come over this side. You're gonna see I've got all kinds of room on this side. You get a better look at this. So again, here you can see I've got some room in here to push this back a little further. It's that other one that I'm gonna have to deal with back there that's touching. So part one, the problem, and look at this. Look at all that space back there. That's great. Kind of hard to see. You can see where the holes are. Those are slotted. So with those slotted, you got a choice of being high or low, and that hole's like right there. So you can see how all that's gonna line up great. So what do? Two things I can do. I can come back over here, and I can put some blocks of wood under the engine, lower it on this cross member, and then flip this chain around, do all the doodads. My other option, which I'm tending more to go towards, and I'm not in danger of hitting anything, which is really nice. I'll come down here and show you underneath. Let's go under here. So there's the room behind, above the oil pan, which is actually pretty good. Trust me, the other side looks good too. And then you've got all this room behind it. So can this thing, yeah, look at there's a good shot. So I can actually lower it and push it back. The other solution is this torsion link bar. You can see how this bar, yeah, right. Give me a good focus. Come on, baby. Yeah, whatever. You can see how that's touching the front. Like I said, you could probably scoot it and drop it in. I don't know. I just don't like the idea of doing all that, making a mess. So my idea is, I talked to my brother, who's a master mechanic. He says, hey, I said, I'm worried about this torsion link. He goes, no problem. As long as it stays hooked up, you can drop extensions on it. And the other side looks similar. So what I'm moving towards is taking that bolt out right there. There's another one on the other side. Dropping that down, because you can see there's really, once you disconnect it, it hinges on that. Let's see where the rubber mounts are. You can just take that and it'll just drop out of the way. And so, as long as I don't snap nothing, I take my time, that's the way I'm going to go. And in the end, we may have to work out something to reconnect that bolt with a longer one. Maybe even take the mounts out really carefully and just put a block or something like my brother recommended. And that should get it. Once you drop it down and the engine back, that should be enough clearance. So let's just go with that. So this is part one. Okay. The other thing is, I noticed there's not a lot of, not as much room as I thought there'd be. I had to move the horn a little bit, had to loosen that up to get the alternator to drop in. I do have some concerns about the power steering pump. Of course, I wanted the better pump. I think it's a better pump. This is your power steering pump. And of course, a pulley has to go on the tip of that. And with all this stuff here, and believe me, you can roll this back. You can see it has an adjustment to, I can slide this pump back and still be able to get this all back on. Anyway, you have to move forward. This tank can get relocated. There's all kinds of room over here. It's just right now it's a little crowded. You can see there's power steering. I think this is the power steering cooling. Anyway, that's where we're at. So wait for part two, and you're going to see how we've actually finished this up. So wish me luck, guys. Thank you.